Batanes, officially the province of Batanes, is an archipelagic province in the Philippines, administratively part of the Cagayan Valley region. It is the northernmost province in the Philippines and the smallest both in population and land area. The capital is Basco, located on the island of Batan. The historic houses of Batanes is vernacular architecture of lime, stone, wood, and thatch, and constructed to withstand the harsh and unpredictable climate of the northern islands of the Philippines. They denote adaptation to severe climatic condition and the rich cultural diversity of the province of Batanes. The islands are inhabited by indigenous people called the Ivatans, who recognize that their unique traditions provide the special quality that ensures perpetuation of the province as a living cultural community. The low houses of Batanes, with their heavy stone walls covered with thick thatch roofs, are not found anywhere else in the Philippines. They have been shaped in response to extreme conditions of a region dominated by earthquakes, hot humid summer months, monsoon rains, and severe typhoons. Unpredictable weather conditions and the distance that isolate the islands most of the year have led to preservation of many of this historic folk architecture. The Ivatan houses are not the typical houses you can find in the Philippines. The Ivatan people, an ethno-linguistic group of the Batanes province in the northernmost part of the country, built the now famous stone houses for a very good reason: to protect them against the harsh environmental conditions.
Intramuros. Intramuros, or the Barrio de Intramuros, is the historic walled area within the city of Manila, the capital of the Philippines. Present-day Intramuros comprises a centuries-old historic district entirely surrounded by fortifications that was considered at the time of the Spanish Empire to be entire city of Manila. Other towns and arrabales or suburbs located beyond the walls that are now district of Manila were referred to as extramuros, Latin for outside the walls, and were independent towns that were only incorporated into the city of Manila during the early 20th century. Intramuros served as the seat of government of the Captaincy General of the Philippines, a component realm of the Spanish Empire, housing the colony's Governor-General from its founding in 1571 until 1865, and the real Audiencia of Manila, until the end of Spanish rule during the Philippine Revolution of 1898. The walled city was also considered the religious and educational center of the Spanish East Indies. The original campuses of the University of Santo Tomas, the oldest university in Asia, and the Ateneo de Manila were in Intramuros before transferring in 1927 and 1932 respectively. Today, the area still contains the main campuses of the University of the City of Manila, the Colegio de San Juan de Latran, Mapua University, Philippine Nautical Training Colleges, and the Colegio de Santa Rosa, and the Manila High School. Intramuros was also an economic center. Its port in what is now Plaza Mexico was the Asian hub of the Manila galleon trade, carrying goods to and from Acapulco in what is now Mexico. Intramuros, including Fort Santiago, was designated a National Historic Landmark in 1951. The fortifications of Intramuros, under the name Fortifications of Manila, were declared National Cultural Treasures by the National Museum of the Philippines owing to its historic and cultural significance.
Boracay was previously part of the province of Cadiz. It was under the jurisdiction of the town of Buruanga until the municipality of Malay was established on June 15, 1949. The municipality as well as the island became part of Aklan, which became an independent province on April 25, 1956. Boracay was originally inhabited by the Tumandok and Ati people, but commercial development has led to severe marginalization since the 1970s. Apart from its white sand beaches, Boracay is also famous for being one of the world's top destinations for relaxation. As of 2013, it was emerging among the top destinations for tranquility and nightlife. Boracay was awarded as the 2012 Best Island in the World by the international travel magazine Travel Plus Leisure. In 2014, the resort island was at the top of the best islands in the world, lists published by the international magazine Condé Nast Traveler. In 2016, Boracay headed the magazine's list of top 10 destinations to watch.
Many years ago, people decided to explore the waters by boat. Lighthouses can be found in a variety of places, on a rocky cliffs or sandy shoals on land, on a wave-swept reef in the sea, and at entrances to harbors and bays. There are 51 lighthouses in Central Visayas, and one of it was the Bagakay Point Lighthouse, located in Liloan. This lighthouse stands at a towering height of 72 feet, in an uphill area overlooking the Mactan Channel. It sits on an elevated 5,000 square meter government property, 22 kilometers from the main road. The tower has an active focal plane of 146 feet. The present tower built in 1908 is white, octagonal, and concrete made. The landmark was built in 1904 by virtue of an executive order issued on July 28, 1903 by William Howard Taft, who came to the country in 1900 as President of the Philippine Commission and later appointed U.S. Governor General. This light point was originally established in 1857. The light point flashes white light source at every 5 seconds. For the past 101 years, this white octagonal tower has provided guiding light to mariners, navigators, and fishermen from coastal towns in northern Cebu. The lighthouse has been a favorite subject of many painters and photographers for its magnificent architectural design, named after its home, Bagakay Sub-Village. Waterman Village in Liloan, which is known for its brown sandy beach, pottery, and delicious delicacies. The present use for this light point is for navigational aid, and it is being managed by the Philippine Coast Guard. This tower is approximately located 11 miles north-east of Cebu City in the town of Liloan, Cebu, Philippines. Since in historic times until on August 13, 2004, and until today, the Parola is among the most treasured heritage site and symbolic structure in the coastal town for more than 100 years. Last August 13, 2014, Congressman Neto Jurano declared Parola Festival for its 100 years. The festival was celebrated annually every last Sunday of April. It's just like any Mardi Gras in the country, with contingents from different barangays in the municipality vying to bag home the prize. They tailored their presentations with the theme about giving light to life or something.
The BPI Museum Zamboanga, also known as the Bank of the Philippine Island, the Philippine oldest bank, is as much as part of the Zamboanga history as for the Fourth Pilar and the City Hall. BPI came to Zamboanga in 1912 during the American regime. The bank has seen our community develop from a small town of calesas and wooden houses to the bustling modern city that is it today. In the Zamboanga city of the present bank can be found in nearly every corner of the urban center. In the early days, when a person thought of a bank, it was the Bank of the Philippine Island. The BPI was debunked as far as the local residents of that time were concerned. And the Zamboanga City is honored that BPI has chosen to be one of the places where the bank is tagging essential shows and tributes. This ceremony is yet another testament to the significant role that the Zamboanga has played in the evolution of the independent Philippine Republic. The Zamboanga is one of the cities that wears its history on its sleeve. In a manner of speaking, the relics of the past remains on our landscape, in our culture and tradition, and in the language that we speak. Zamboanga was the Spanish foothold on the southern strip of the archipelago under the American colonial government. It was the seat of the Moro province that encompassed the whole of Mindanao at the height of the Spanish presence in this island. The Zamboanga was El Leal y Valiente Villa, the brave and loyal city, but it was here that the Spanish occupation of the Philippines came to an end. For us Zamboangueños, be aware of history does not begin and end with the essential. History is a living present in our territory. Today, history, with all its violence and agony, as well as its opportunities for gain and glory, continues to be made here, and the circumstances of the past are still shaping and influencing current happening and choices. Only time can tell where it will lead us. The Bank of the Philippine Island Zamboanga has stated the National Historical Commission during 2012. The Bank of the Philippine Island has it state that ang bahay na ito ay nagsilbing unang gusali ng sangay ng BPI sa Zamboanga 1912 na dating pamamay-ari ni Don Francisco Varios. Naging opisyal na tahanan ni Hen John Pershing, gobernador militar ng lalawigan ng Moro. 1909 hanggang 1930, inulansad ang ikalawang palapag bilang BPI Museum, Zamboanga, 2012.
The 16-hectare estate in Talisay was purchased by Rizal for 4,000 pesos after winning the Reales Loterias Españolas de Filipinas, or the Royal Spanish Lottery of the Philippines, 2 months after arriving in Kapitan. Rizal built houses in the site, started a farm, put up a school for boys, and built a hospital where he could practice medicine and treat the poor for free. For 4 years, he worked as a rural physician, farmer, merchant, inventor, painter, sculptor, archaeologist, linguist, teacher, architect, poet, biologist, and environmentalist. His mother, Fedora Alonso, sisters, and other relatives would later come on to live with him in the farm. In 1897, after Rizal was executed, his properties were confiscated by the Spanish colonial government as indemnity to the state and transferred to the custody of Don Cosme Baraneo. The site was then converted into a public park in 1913 with the structures built by Rizal reconstructed on their original sites. The Jose Rizal Memorial Protected Landscape, also known as the Rizal Park and Shrine, is a protected landscape and memorial to the Philippines national hero located in the city of Kapitan on the island of Mindanao. It preserves the farm site in Barrio Talisay where Jose Rizal was exiled for 4 years from 1892 to 1896 after being accused of sedition and plotting in a Philippine Revolution in Manila by the Spanish colonial authorities. The protected area was established in 1940 as the Rizal National Park, covering an initial area of 10 hectares through Proclamation Number 616 signed by President Manuel Luis Quezon in 2000. It was enlarged to its present size of 439 hectares with a buffer zone of 15 hectares and was declared a protected landscape under the National Integrated Protected Area Systems through Proclamation Number 279. The Hermosa Festival, also known as Zamboanga La Hermosa Festival, popularly known as Fiesta Pilar, is a month-long festival each year in the city of Zamboanga. It is one of the oldest festivals in the country and the most awaited event in the region. The festival is held in honor of the miraculous image of Our Lady of the Pilar, the patroness of Batangas City, which is held in every October 12th. It is also the patroness of Zaragoza in Spain, the sister city of Zamboanga in the Philippines. The Zamboanga La Hermosa Festival embedded in Zamboanga's rich history of devotion to the Nuestra Señora del Pilar that is supplemented by rich legends. In the Spanish era, Zamboanga was an integral part of Spanish colonization. In 1635, the Spaniards built a fort in Zamboanga named Real Fuerza de San Jose in Barangay Zone 4 area to secure them against the attacks of the Moro warriors. Spaniards held the city as a seat of government and became the cultural center of the South, and was deeply seated in Hispanic heritage and tradition. In 1734, the latest was brought to the fort as a front piece for the main entrance. The western side of the fort was converted into a shrine for the lady when the fort was rebuilt in 1860, and the fort was renamed Real Fuerza de Nuestra Señora Virgen del Pilar, and some also called the fort as Real Fuerza de Nuestra Señora Virgen del Pilar de Zaragoza because of the same name of the basilica in Zaragoza, Spain. The city's devotion to the Lady of Pilar was legendary because of the wealth of stories, miracles, and apparitions surrounding the Virgin for the past few years in the city as people want to believe.
The Yakan Weaving Village. The famous Yakan Weaving Village in Upper Calarian in Zamboanga City is the village wherein the Yakan tribes lives. The merchandising area of the village that visitors first see is collection of stalls selling hand-woven Yakan weaving using traditional weaving techniques.
So, nandito po tayo ngayon. Kasama natin si Ma'am Emelinda. Hello, Ma'am. So, matanong lang po ba, gaano na po kayo katagal nag-bibenta na ganitong produkto?
Naghahabi ako at the age of 7 na nag-start po ako. So, nag-umpisa ako mag-hands-on na as itong tindahan 2012.
So, ano po yung sinabi mo kasi na hobby siya? So, bakit po siya naging hobby mo? You love to do ba?
Kasi personally ako sa fourth generation niya kami. So, it was our great grandparent who started this. So, pass on na siya.
So, may mga pamilya po ba kayo na? Or ikaw lang po ngayon nakasita sa start?
No, nandito na kami ng pamilya.
So, pamilya po kayo?
Yes, pero lahat kami sa Basilan. Nandoon yung production sa Basilan. 90% of the production sa Basilan. 10% naman dito sa malls. Yes po. Ginawa lang namin yun para may showroom. Para makita ng mga tourists. Upang may hobby. Pero ang capacity talaga namin is 10% lang. 90% is Basilan.
So, nakita po namin kasi sa taas, yung mga nag-read po yung sila. So, gaano po katagal bago matapos yung read nila? Nagawa nila ang mga parang ganito?
Yung isang metro na depende sa pattern. Yung sa mga common ones na pattern, it takes us 4 to 5 days. Minsan, umabot pa na sa linggo.
So, na-try nila din po, diba? Tapos po, so ma'am, ilang taon mo po ba sa village na or hindi kang village na
After ng martial law kasi, 1972, lumipat na dito sila ulo. Hindi pa po. So, napagpag sila doon sa Glen. Meron din sa Glen Hospital. Tapos, kinukup sila ng mga protestante. So, 1973, pinalipat sila dito sa Yakan dito. So, nag-start ito. 73 sila doon. After 2 years, 1975, na-establish ito. Pero, ibang families pa lang.
ngayon, hindi pa nung talaga.
Hindi pa po. Hindi pa po.
So, sino-sino po yung mga turista, mga famous tourist na nakapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpapagpap
village na po. Madami na. Yung isa yung si Miss Universe, si Robin, Opo, Miss Earth.
Candidate.
Madami pa po yung iba na hindi lang sina kapatid ni BBM. Marami na din po mga senador na nakapunta dito.
So, bumibili din po sila dito. Ang pinaka, ano po dito mo dami din po mga products na pwede din pasalubong, di ba po?
Yes po. Yung mga damit namin, mostly yan ang mabenta, mga tela.
Ano po yung ano, parang mostly popular na item or product na magbibenta na?
Yung damit po. Kasi si First Lady ng Republic of Philippines, nag-fly o si Attorneys, last February kasi she was invited 60 leaders all over the Philippines. So from north to south, ako po yung representative ng we were all paid expenses, including may allowance pa kami. So we stayed in the hotel for 10 days. Ano yun siya, free transportation. Wala po kami ginastos.
Matanong na po, do you believe po, nandiyan po ba kayo na the next generation po ng mga yaman only na dito yung mga products na ginagawa niyo,
Yes po, kasi we have a junior leader. Yung mga glass doors pa yan, yung blue na yan, sila niya mga gumagawa. At the age of 7, nag-start na sila. Kahit ako, yung 7 pa ako, ganito yung start ko. Kasi kahit masira mo yan, at least, maliit lang siya. Kasi pag ganito, sayang ka. Sayang ito na. Kasi pagka starting ka talaga, either may cash yan, or maling pa, hindi siya straight, pag ganun siya, starting ka. Kasi doon talaga, doon makikita na starting ka pala, sa pattern niya, pikit-pikit.
So, di ba guys, nakita na national na at the age of 7 pa lang, nahiyakan ng junior generation sila ay pina-practice nila na paano mag-living. So, to keep their culture and culture attached to them. So, ma'am, last question. So, guys, nakikita niyo po si Ma'am Abelinda ay nandito. So, ma'am, matanong ko lang po, ano po yung experience niyo na-featured kayo sa magazine na nakita yung mga products niyo?
Overwhelming kasi marami po akong contacts. Branded. So, ayan. Diyan din kami na natunto ni President.
So, pag sinabi ko yung maraming products, so, tinitake niyo ba yung mga products na nagpapagawa sa inyo ng mga example tayo na ganito?
Ako, kapatid sa inyo. Ito, order ko na sa inyo kasi yung nakita. Ayun. Ito, tayo pala dito kasi ipapadala ko na ito bukas. Mamaya. So, pag nag-interview ulit, wala na ito. Swerte niyo.
Thank you po. So, ma'am, matanong din po ulit sa'yo. Sa tela po, saan po kayo kumukuha ng tela?
No, ng thread.
Ng thread ay
dito na, commercial na kasi ito. Wala na tayo yung natural fiber. Pero way back, sina first generation kasi limited lang yung access ng ganito. Natural fiber, sila yung nakikita ng kapitbahay. Sila mismo yung magdalay. So kami nga yung instant na bibili ka na lang sa kurang, bibili mo na lang ako.
So, last question mo, ano po yung feeling mo nanonotice na nabibigyan pansin na po ang mga yakan sa malikhaing trabaho?
Masaya kasi at the same time, kabuhayan din kasi namin ito. So, parang eager kami na mag-read kasi maraming outlet, marami kaming source na pagkuhanan ng thread, tapos marami din buyer. So, yun po. Kaya nagpapatuloy na din ang mga junior leader kasi one start kasi dapat mag-read ka talaga ng maliit kasi pag nasira mo, okay lang. So, 2 years from now, ganito yung read nila.
So guys, nakita niyo po, witnessing niyo ako ng mga information na binigay sa atin ng mga Evelina. So, masasabi ko lang po is from the very start ko kasi is I was really amazed sa lahat ng mga nakita namin mga products, yung mga yakan nila. So, di ba, this short recap po is, di ba dati, minamalit natin ang mga yakan. Sabihin na natin to, lahat tayo minamalit natin ang mga yakan. Pero ngayon, who's talking, di ba? Sila na yung nanonotice, na-featured pa sila sa magazine. Ito, si ma'am, na-featured pa sa magazine. Natawagan na siya ng first ni ma'am ay, ng mga senators. May mga pumuputa pa dito mga senators, mga beauty queens, which is yung mga Miss Earth, Miss Catriona Day, Miss Universe Miss Catriona Day. So, dito lang ako nagbabas na don't judge the book by its cover kasi nga po, lahat po tayo ay may mga malilikhain or may mga creativeness sa ating